we're going to check out Adam Shifty Schiff. So Donald Trump is terrified of losing his majority in the midterms. His solution? Demand Republicans in Texas redraw their lines. If their partisan redistricting succeeds, California must respond, and we will. What a dick. And that's what they're talking about. They're talking about redistricting California, gerrymandering, actually. They're talking about gerrymandering California to lose 5 more Republican seats. But anyway, let's hear what this asshole has to say.
You're probably tracking this, but Texas wants to gerrymander their maps again.
As if California hasn't already.
Mid-decade reapportionment. And why? Because Donald Trump is terrified he's going to lose the majority in the House of Representatives.
He's such a loser.
And they're going to lose it because of that big, ugly bill that massively cut health care for millions of people. That's going to dramatically raise health insurance
Mr. Shifty
premiums,
Shift Fraud.
The food they took from hungry families, the tax cuts.
How are those mortgage interest rates treating you?
The fact they're going to blow
banking
up the
fraud,
deficit and
wire
debt,
fraud.
All of that is so deeply unpopular.
Fucking
they're
fraud.
Convinced they can't hold the House unless they redo the lines in Texas and try to grab more Republican seats, even though
I somehow doubt
the
that.
lines in Texas are already gerrymandered to elect Republicans. Now, if they go forward with this, as it looks like they will...
Why the fuck do you care, dude? You're supposed to be talking about California, dummy.
We need to do our own mid-decade reapportionment. It's sad, tragic that we would have to go down that road, but if Texas acts, we have to act. Otherwise...
But what do you say about all these sanctuary cities and all these illegal immigrants that you're trying to import into your city so you can pick up congressional seats? What about that?
Votes are diluted.
We don't want to talk about that.
Influence because they're rigging the game in other states. So we will have to go forward. I hope at the end of this that we have a national redistricting reform that ends the gerrymander all across the country.
Oh, all across the country. Okay, I actually agree with you. We actually should do that. We should go into Illinois and go into California, go into New York, then go up into New England and Maine. I think Massachusetts, New Jersey's another one. I think Pennsylvania's another one. Yeah, we should all across the country. 100% stand with you on that one. Let's get rid of all this gerrymandering bullshit, and it's going to benefit Republicans a hell of a lot more.
That would simply require an act of Congress. We should have done it during the first 2 years of the Biden administration, and we damn well are going to need to get it done in the future. But if
it's so funny, dude, all this shit that they keep advocating for, they don't realize that they're really just going to end up shooting themselves in the foot. And the same thing goes with the Jeffrey Epstein documents. Those people on those client lists, they're not a bunch of conservatives. And I'm sure Trump's not on that list anyway, because if he was, they sure as shit would have released it back when Kamala Harris was trying to run, or even back when Hillary Clinton was trying to win. Absolutely would have released that shit.
Texas goes down that terrible road, California will have to respond because we have to look out for our interests and can't let them rig the game.
Yeah, so in other words, it doesn't matter if Californians want that to happen or not. It doesn't matter that 25% of California are consisted of Republican voters. At least 25% of those who are registered in California are Republicans. To hell with them. We don't give a shit about them. So we're just going to do it because we have to win. No matter what, we have to win. So what about all the American citizens living in California who just happen to be registered Republicans? Well, we don't give a fuck about them. Yeah, obviously not. So anyway, if you're terrified, and you're terrified of prison, oh, I'm sure he is. I hope prison's coming. Let's just say I don't have the highest of hopes that he's going to see prison, but he's got a lot of charges that are stacking up against him. Just his fraud, his mortgage fraud shit, he could be facing at least 10 years in prison for that. That's if the judge, or if they find him guilty on those charges, and if the judge gives him the average sentence, not the maximum. If it's the maximum, he's looking at a lot more than that. But the 10 years is only based on the average sentence that people get for bank fraud, wire fraud, mortgage fraud, all that shit that he's facing. And yeah, that doesn't even include other bullshit that he's wrapped up in, like the Russia collusion shit. Anyway, oh yeah, and also the Burisma Holdings, they found out that he's tangled up with that shit too, over in Ukraine, the whole Hunter Biden thing. Yeah, Adam Schiff was getting money out of that too. Anyway, do you have any real idea about the serious legal trouble you are facing? If you think your saving grace is winning the midterm House and Senate, that will not help you whatsoever. More evidence is piling up against you every day, it seems. That's really the reason why they're going to try so desperately to try to get the midterms. Democrats are going to try desperately to try to clinch the midterms and get control of Congress back, because people like Adam Schiff, Hillary Clinton, Bill Clinton, James Clapper, James Comey, Barack Obama. All these people, man, they're facing some serious shit. They really are. And It's unfortunately a process that's probably not going to be completed in the coming months. It's probably something that's going to drag on for probably longer than the upcoming midterms, to say the least. Uh-oh. That would not surprise me. Okay, that was a little hot for YouTube. Let's skip past that one. Hey, Adam, how did the director of the CIA job go for you? Ooh, that's right. Hillary lost. Trump foiled your plans, and you've been a sad, pencil-necked little man ever since. Don't worry, though. You'll get all the police training you need soon on the other side of the bars, of course. Can't wait to see your mugshot. Let's see. Fucking clowns pull the gerrymandering shit all the time. Yeah, for decades. Illinois is especially guilty of it. Look up Mike Madigan. Or Madigan. He's mad again. He's always mad. Now the Republicans do it, and all of a sudden you want to sound the alarm. Get fucked, dude. Yep. I'm going to try to quickly go. Oh, yeah, that was that goofy ass. Yep, that's a classic. Let me get this straight, Mr. Shifty. Your party is allowed to redraw districts in its favor, but the GOP isn't. Yeah, 100%. Absolutely. They absolutely can do that. That's by their mind. Because there's no truth but power, we must win at all costs, no matter what. Are you sweating your impending arrest, Shifty Schiff? You're going to jail. No one is above the law. I mean, that's not exactly true. There's a lot of people who should have been arrested and thrown in prison, but they haven't. Nothing left to gerrymander, or as the VP says, there's not a lot of juice left in that lemon. Your upcoming mugshot will be glorious. Yep. Vice President just exposed the major flaw in Democrats' plan to gerrymander blue states even more. Oh, really? Yeah, let's take a look at that.
We think they will, and we're obviously supporting them every step of the way.
But do you worry that as Republicans do that, the Democrat blue states are going to do the same thing?
I don't think I caught this segment.
And then you'll have redistricting in California, New Jersey, and so on.
You know, Maria, there's just not a whole lot of juice left out of that lemon. The Democrats have already gone as far as they possibly can. Let me give you a crazy statistic. So I believe that it's in New Jersey, Illinois, New York, California, and there's one other Democrat state.
I think Pennsylvania, maybe.
Those 5 states, you have
definitely Maine.
A large number of Democrat representatives. But here's the crazy statistic. President Trump won 43% of those 5 states, and Democrats have something like 85% of the representatives out of those states. You cannot gerrymander these far left states anymore, and that's the whole point. We have unilaterally disarmed in the Republican Party. We have said to the Democrats, if you want to rig the game in your favor in blue states, go ahead. We're going to do nothing to fight back against it. That's crazy. It makes it harder for us to pass our agenda. It makes it harder for us to win elections. And most importantly, it gives Democrats this ability to run roughshod over the country without any pushback from the American people.
Well, not to mention it strips the individual power away from the people that live in those states. I mean, they don't have equal rights, and that's what this country's all about.
The democratic system in this country is broken because who you vote for doesn't necessarily get reflected in who your representatives are. We're just trying to rebalance the scales and, frankly, push back against a very unfair system created by the Democrats.
Unbelievable. Let me move on to foreign policy.
Yeah, and I mean, how do you undo that in a state like California or Illinois when you don't have enough Republicans who would have the ability to redraw those district maps? It's too heavily Democrat. I guess you really would just have to just get the people to just simply flip those districts back to red. I mean, that's probably all you could really do. And I don't know, man, good luck with that, especially in California in their public education system. They've got to be brainwashing damn near everybody that's coming out of those schools. The same with all the other blue states for that matter. He's panicking like a cockroach when the lights come on. Yep. I was hoping to get across that list of those states. I figured it probably would have been mentioned down here somewhere, but I really don't know. Doesn't look like it is. But yeah, he's getting bodied down in these comments. Absolutely eviscerated. All right, so that's that. So let's move on to Eric Swalwell, Rep. Eric Swalwell. More bullshit in service to Trump to try and keep me quiet. Come get me, cash. This Trump stooge long ago put me at the top of his book's enemies list. This nonsense is just more of that. I won't be silent. So, and that's in regard to, here, let me make this a little bit bigger. Dude, that's really irritating me. I mean, I'm holding the control and I'm scrolling, trying to zoom in a little bit. Maybe I have to restart the browser. I'd really rather not right now, but all right. So, I have obtained a newly declassified FBI interview summary from 2017 about intelligence leaks from the Russia probes. While the interview subject's name is withheld, it appears to be a member of the House Permanent Select Committee on Intelligence. According to the FBI report known as 302, redacted, noted Swalwell had been the source of a lot of leaked information and had to be counseled to be more careful. Yeah. Well, plus he was banging Chinese spies too. I have reached out to staff for Rep. Swalwell Congressman for comment. These FBI records were also provided by FBI Director Kash Patel to Congress. And let me just open that up in a new tab. And so what they got highlighted here, it says, noted Swalwell has been the source of a lot of leaked information and had to be counseled to be more careful. All right. This was from August the 2nd of 2017. Like right in the middle of the Russian collusion bullshit. Oh yeah, okay, so here we go. These are the actual documents. And it looks like there's 5 in total on Scribe. So that's the one that they had highlighted. And yeah, it's a lot to read through. They didn't redact to the point where it's illegible. You should be able to get some good info out of this if you feel like reading it. By way of background, circa October 2016, staff member House Permanent Select Committee on Intelligence was told by various HPSCI staff colleagues if Hillary Clinton were to win the election, Representative Adam Schiff would be offered the position of the director of the Central Intelligence Agency. Good God, what a nightmare. Things changed after the election. Schiff believed Russia hijacked the election and the United States was in the middle of a constitutional crisis. Classified information began leaking to the media. The Democratic minority leadership of HPSCI was aware of the leaks, but was under the impression that leaking the information was one way to topple the administration and fix the constitutional crisis. Holy shit. All right. So anyway, this is from the FBI. Official record from the Federal Bureau of Investigation. That's going to be linked below too. Just look for scribed.com down in the links. Yeah, man, some crazy shit. Let's see. Is there any fun to have with the comments down here? Yeah, there it is. There's the Chinese spy right there. You're the biggest parasite in DC, Swalwell. Again, dummy, we don't want you to be silent. Keep talking. If we give you enough rope, you'll handle yourself. Yeah, he probably will, to be honest. It's actually a really good point. Someone would be doing a public service by shutting your dumb, whining cuck ass up. You sound scared, bro. If I was you, I'd be silent. Grok, can you remind Mr. Smallswell about the criminal penalties for espionage? Yeah, let's find out. Let's see. Under the U.S. Espionage Act, penalties for gathering or transmitting national defense information include fines and up to 10 years in prison per count. For aiding a foreign nation, it can be life imprisonment or death in wartime. Rep. Swalwell, consider this a reminder. Holy shit, man. Even Grok said, consider this a reminder. Way to go, Grok. That was kind of a curveball. All right, I got to move past that one. See, I got to be careful in these fucking comments, man. People are getting wild, man. This is not Twitter 2017 anymore. Oh, man, shit's gotten a lot more free speech. You fucking people were out in you fucking people were out in front of every camera you could find shooting off your mouth. Do you think we don't remember? You were so stupid and you are going down. Go ahead, just keep on spouting your lies. We'll just be more ammunition against you. Yep. You can't take your lady glasses with you to prison. Are you like in the 7th grade and have a vagina? Didn't you do a spy? Yeah. Your little pansy ass will be real popular in prison. Bend over, buttercup. Scream like a bitch. You are about to become in prison. All right. Anyway, also getting bodied in the comments. So let's see. I think we're starting to get a little closer to the bottom here. Congresswoman Rashida Tlaib, Trump sending in the U.S. military to take over our nation's capital as a test run to target other major cities. This is the work of an authoritarian deploying the National Guard to silence dissent in D.C. In militarized black neighborhoods, we cannot normalize this. Oh man, the hyperbolic rhetoric, good grief. They so mad that Trump is trying to fight crime. Dude, they love crime. They love it when their constituents are vulnerable, when they're weak, when they're desperate, when they're poor. Because they're communists, man. They're communists. That's what they are. They've full on jumped into the pool of communism. That's what they are now. I guess he wants the other major cities to be safe too, huh? Dumbass. By the way, why are Democrats opposed to making Americans safer in their cities? Amen. We need the U.S. military to take over from the Red Coast before we, the people, are forced to go to war with our own employees who are off their chain. Hopefully the National Guard will start arresting the traitors and infiltrators like you and deport you back to your slave-infested desert. Ooh, spicy. They said, I voted for this. Yes, we can, and we should. Read the Constitution. You cheered for even worse not that long ago. So they took this quote from her. I get that we're all tired of lockdown, of being away from our loved ones, etc., but we've got to keep doing our part just a little while longer. Socially distance. We can do this. We've got to do this. When was this posted? It's just an image. I don't know. Something tells me that was probably in like November or December of freaking 2020, after they've been locked down for damn near a freaking year. Get the F out of my country. Blah, blah, blah. Yes, normalize crime. Good. White people live in cities too. Jesus willing. Dearborn, Michigan is on the list. Democrats are the enemy of the United States. Amen. They are. It's sad. It's not the way that I would have chosen for them. It'd be nice if they still were on this side of common sense, reason, and rationality, but nope. Hell no, man. They've overdosed on so many fucking blue pills at this point.